We have sound. Okay. Let's see what else. That, rid of that. Alright, finish making the tea. Because tea is nice. Oh. Yummy. Alright, let's close this and then go back over to OBS. Okay, I think I'm ready to get started. Alright, so a little embarrassing. I realized that since my primary monitor here is an HDR monitor, that all the previous streams have been like completely washed out because OBS doesn't support HDR streaming or video files. So I fixed that. It should be a lot more legible, both in the code and in the game. So that should look a lot better and a lot less washed out. But anyway. So what I'm planning to work on today is I want a system where right now we have a lot of things where the player doesn't have any initial feedback that things are happening in the world. So for example, you're at this like shrine, right? And I click on it and like you learn a spell, but there's no like indicator that that happens. So I'm thinking that what we can do, because I'm not an artist, I'm just making a prototype without, final art. What we can do is we can have some sort of like game log. Can I get an image of what I'm supposed to like? So, I don't know, like Obliv and like game log, Google Images. Any example? Nope. It's just these little text prompts that are going to appear in the... I can't... it's going to look like that. It's just going to be something in the upper right-hand corner, probably. That's just a little text thing that says, hey, something happened. Really simple. It's just that I just want to have something very obvious, and that's something that we can do quickly without paying for more art assets to let the player know that something's happening. And then, we can also add some sort of sound effect to the fact that there was a log message. So the first thing we're going to need to do... The first wrinkle that I'm thinking about is the fact that the user interface system that I'm using, all the strings that are printed on the screen need to be zero terminated because it was originally a C library. I haven't gone through and fixed that. So when I make messages to be displayed, you know what? Since I'm hard coding everything right now, they can just have hard coded nulls in there. So that's fine. That is fine. Okay, so I'm gonna do the simplest thing possible, and I am going to go to our game state, and I'm gonna say we want a dynamic array. And I always forget the ordering. It's type and then allocator. Okay. Yeah. So we're just going to make it strings? Where's the memory for that going to come from? Should I make it a dynamic array of dynamic arrays? I suppose we could do that for now. So dynamic array of car. So this is going to be the game log. On screen log. Okay. So basically we just have an array of strings. Simple enough. So let's write the code that's going to display a message. So in the, get rid of a lot of the stuff that I was working on earlier. All of this. Okay, so it's going to be in the interactable code because we want to display a message when we learn a new spell. Play sound. We want something like add log message. We're going to have to give it the game state, and we want the message to be like, you've learned a new skill. Null. I think that's literally all we need. So I'm going to add this function. Load void add log message. And this is going to be message. This is only going to work so far. This is only right now going to work with hard-coded strings. Because we're taking in just an array of characters. And since the strings are hard-coded, they're just stored statically in the executable file, right? In the data section. But if we want to build a string dynamically, we're obviously going to have to allocate some memory for that. We could just assume. You know what? I'm just going to assume for the API that the caller is going to take care of that. And we're just going to copy whatever data is handed to us into the log. Yeah, okay. So how that will work is going to be, we're going to create a new dynamic array. And it's going to be essentially a string backed by malloc. This is going to be our new message. And we're going to, new message, we're going to put the message. And then I want to put that into the game state on screen log move new message. Okay, does that compile? Static assert cannot put into a dynamic. Why? That doesn't make any sense. What if I do this? Okay, that works for some reason. I don't really get that, but whatever. Okay, so that compiles. So if I run the game, you're not going to see anything. But if I go over to the interactable, then I come down here, and click on it. We are calling this function, and then message and length of 27. Yep, okay, cool. And then we're going to put that back into the on-screen log. So if we look at the game state, we look at, where is it? Is this alphabetical? No. Okay, length 1, noise. Okay, that all looks good. If we come back here, there's nothing, which is exactly what we expect. You know, excuse me, we're gonna want some sort of timestamp because these are gonna be like on screen for like, 2 seconds or something. So we're gonna need a time of generation. So let's do that. So I want to say, how am I going to implement that? I was thinking, my initial thought was, oh, I'll just store it, because I have, in the game, where is the game update? I have this total game seconds thing, which is just like, the how many seconds have passed since the game was started. But for reasons I'm not going to go into right now, this is reset every 10,000 seconds. So that's not going to work. So what I'm instead going to do is I'm just going to base it off the delta time, and I'm just going to have a countdown timer where it's just going to have like 2,000 milliseconds, and we're just going to subtract the delta time, which is much faster. So let's just do that. So I'm going to go back down here, and I'm going to create a new structure. And we're going to call this like game log message. And it's going to have this dynamic array. Let's just replace that game log message. And then message. And then it's just going to have a float. And this is going to be TTL. Game log message, put new message dot message, and then we want to say new message dot TTL equals and we'll just say seconds. Okay. Let me check something over on Twitch. Yeah, that looks fine. Okay, so alright, we did that. So we have It's Time to Live. So up in the gameplay update function, actually that's down here. So we want to, this is the drawing code. Let's just say drawing code. Okay. Where am I going to put this? Yeah, this is fine. So update the long messages. And so we're just going to for each over them, and we're going to say message game state dot on screen log. Ref, and then what are we going to do? We're going to say message.ttl minus equals delta time, and then we want the index so that we can say if I was going to say if TTL is, but you can't remove something from the array while you're iterating over it. What to do? We could just loop over it twice, but this is like, this just feels like a classic case for a linked list right now, because we have these allocated strings, right? And they're carrying around their own memory because they're dynamic arrays. And at the same time, we also want to remove things from the list on a fairly regular basis. And linked lists are really good at that, because you can remove things from the list while you're iterating over it. At the same time, 100% of the time, you're always going to be removing something from the end of the list, right? No, from the start. Because you're always, yeah, because the oldest one is always going to be at the front. So you know what we could do? We could actually iterate backwards over the array, which is, and you can remove things from the array while you're doing that. The only downside is when you add a new message, you have to insert it at the front, which means you need to move all of the current items. Gosh, this is sounding just more and more like the case for a linked list, because this is, you know what? Screw it. Fine. We'll just make it a linked list. Fine. Just gonna do the exact same thing. Log message, game log message, on-screen log, free to on-screen log. And then we're just going to come back down here and we're going to say, I have to be careful. Alignment issues. I think it should go here. Padding. I shouldn't say alignment. Padding issues. So game log message pointer next. Right? And then up here, so back, that looks good. C is going to be initialized to null. That makes sense. Okay, so we need something. Come back to this in a second. One step at a time. So back down where we had the add function. Where is that? Here it is. No. There it is. Okay, so add log message. Let's. We're already doing this for the commands, so let's. Where is that code? I just want to basically copy and. I need to encapsulate this at some point because this is the third instance where we have this sort of linked list code. One for the sound mixer, one for the command queue, and now for this. So I just want to say grab that and then freed on-screen log. We want to make a game log message. Yeah, for now we'll just make this call malloc. So, and then we'll just put a to-do in here to fix that up later. So we're allocating a new one, and then we need to put it on the list. Oops. New message. Yep. Okay. New message. Yeah. Okay. Memset. All right. So new message. We still want to do this. We want to copy over the string into the array, and then we want to do this. We're setting the time to live. We just don't need these anymore. So just double checking if we don't have anything on the free list. We're allocating one, and we are putting on the free list, and then we're grabbing something from the free list. Oh, missed one. There we go. Okay, so this is allocating a new message. What else? We should just directly put it on the list from here. We don't need a separate function for that. So new message dot next equals on-screen log. Okay, so this is allocating, zeroing, and then putting it on the front of the command queue. Okay, that all makes sense. All we need to do now is we need a freeing. Well, actually, no, we'll do that in the loop. Okay, so now back to the loop in the game code. We're just going to copy this, come back up here, replace this, boom, boom. Then we're going to come back down here. So if it's finished, remove the current command pointer from the list and add it to the free list. Okay, we're gonna need that. So if, essentially if message.ttl is greater than 0, and we want to say essentially else, then bam, Let me come back down here. Boom. Boom. Okay. Fix the names. Message pointer, message pointer, message pointer, message pointer. Okay. So on-screen log. This is going to be a game log message. Message, 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 message. Okay, I think that's our loop. So essentially all this is doing is it's going through the linked list and it's checking to see if the time to live is greater than 0. And if it isn't, it's removing it from the linked list while we're iterating over it. So, because otherwise we would need 2 loops or to do some other complicated stuff, and I really don't want to do that. This just makes everything simpler. Okay, so if message.ttl is greater than 0, first we need to message.ttl minus equals delta time, and then I'm wondering if we shouldn't do this in the HUD code. Because right now the HUD code, right now the HUD code doesn't have any update logic in it, right? It's not, it's just drawing things on the screen. But I think we're going to have to get rid of that distinction because it's just faster to do the update and the draws at the same time, because you don't need, otherwise, again, I would need to loop through the linked list a second time. So once to update the time, and then a second time to draw everything. I don't want to do that. So, let's grab this. Then I'm gonna go to the HUD code. I'm gonna move this here. Excuse me. You know what, let's just make it extremely simple for now. So int I equals 0. And then all I'm gonna do is and I want this so that I can do something like nk underscore. Oh wait, it's the different API because we're drawing it on a canvas. We're not using the normal UI API. So I have to go over to my UI code, look up the call. So this is draw. Oh, it's just draw text. Okay. I can just do this. Whoops. This. Okay. This X, Y with height, yeah. So I do need this, and this is going to calculate it, the width of that font. Let's make it 24. 24, 24, 24. And we're going to use message dot pointer. Okay. So we have the width of the font as rendered by that particular size and that particular TrueType font. So we want to render it, so this is the X position. So we're gonna say like game state that camera screen width times 0.9, and then we're gonna say I don't know, 50 plus I times no plus 10 times I. Okay. Text width, text height is 24. That makes sense. Copy this. Doing the -1 because we have that null in there. And we need a pointer to the font object. And then I'm guessing this is the... Why are there two colors? Background then foreground? Okay. Okay. So we're drawing that. Okay. Draw text, canvas painter. That all looks good. Let's take a look. We should actually get something drawing on the screen if we... Okay, so first of all, where is memset defined? Is that in the standard lib or std string? I think it's std string. Okay. Okay. So, cannot return non-void from a void function. Yep. Okay. HUD 65. Okay. Came on message. Ah, yes, because it's private. That is true. That needs to be public. Okay. Alright, nah. I was thinking for a second maybe I can just make it a void pointer, but no thanks. What else? Undeclared identifier delta time. Okay, so I need the delta time. So float delta time. Okay. And that means down here I'm going to need the delta time. Okay. Function pointer. It's not callable using argument types. Float car pointer. Ulong. Okay, 77. Bum. Cat. No. Cast. Int. Okay. Do the same thing here. Can I implicitly convert expression of type? Yeah, okay, so I forgot to up here. Wait. 96. So this is freed on-screen log. Free on-screen log. Okay. Bam. See what happens. Alright, so we should be getting some text up here. Oh, whew. I thought the game crashed for a second. Alright. Doesn't seem like anything drew. I don't see anything. Okay. Go to the UI, HUD. Boom. 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 Okay, so we got text width. Where is that? Text width. Okay, that sounds good. Yep. Okay. Where's message? Message. What is the problem? Let's try this one more time. So I come over here, I activate the shrine. Let's make the time to live a lot longer just to debug. So let's make it 10 seconds. Recompile. Come back over to here. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, no breakpoint. Here. Don't see anything. Despite the fact that it's saying it's drawing. Okay, so we're drawing text. You know what? Just for kicks and grins, let's actually give it a background. Perhaps that'll make it easier to see if it actually is drawing it. I don't know. Let's do this. Zero, zero. Let's see what that does. We're not running, so that. Bum. Okay. Nothing. And we're certainly drawing it for certain. Yup. It looks like it's working correctly. You know what? Just for debug purposes, again, let's do this. And we'll actually this. And we'll cast this away. We'll get rid of that. And we'll just say Sterlin. And then we'll come over here. And we'll do the same thing here. And we will say messaged up pointer. Now this shouldn't change anything. Come up here. Nothing. Potentially, nope. X. Oh. Not full screen. Why isn't it full screen? It just should be 0, 0 with height. So now the health bar will be screwed up. Or not. Hey, look at that. Look. I did it. It was me. Almost knocked over my tea. I don't know why there wasn't a background, though. There should have been, since we're passing a background color. Here. Should have been a black background. Oh well. Okay, so we can actually just get rid of this. Bring this back. Bring this back. And... We're going to want to make this right aligned. It's going to be on the right side of the screen. So, X should be the width of the screen. Wait a second. Hold on, I need to visualize this. So if we have screen, and we know that the text is 200 pixels wide, let's just say this is 1,000. We want to put the edge over here at 900 pixels. 900 pixels. So in order to do that, we're going to have to just take 900 minus 200. Simple enough. So all I have to do here is I just have to say this minus the text width. And then... so I just want to say... right aligned. Okay. Sure. Okay. We just want to go like 24. Then we want a line height of 1.5. So that would be... This is all just going to use constant folding. This is not going to be done at runtime. So 24 times 1.5 0f. 0f. Okay. So that's going to give us a 1.5 times line height. And then... what else? That's it. It's a little hard to see though. I kind of do want that background to show up. Let's see if we can get it if we just remove the opacity altogether. Run. Boom. Come back over here. Learn a new skill. Still no background. Kind of sucks that we don't have a... because right now all the text is rendered using font atlases, which means that all of our text options... heights, we need to pre-compute those ahead of time. So like, so like right now we have like 16, 24, and 64, I think. I sort of want something between 24 and 64. Where am I defining this? Here. Yeah. I can use a bold. That may be better. Command Shift H. Copy. Paste. Let's just fix the formatting here since this is older code. Bum, 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 bum. Replace. I think I'll do that. I think I'll just do boom, 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 boom. So that should help. Okay. But why aren't we getting the background? So I want to come down here. Oh wait, I want to fix the time to live. Let's just do 5 seconds. Okay. Recompile. Okay. So run. Bam. Step in. Oof. There's a bug in this compiler where it really does not like this library. And it thinks that it's like 8 bagillion frames deep when it is not. Ugh. It is a giant pain in the rear. I might have to just open Visual Studio to figure out what's going on here. So, want to get rid of these profiles. I want to open HUD code, break here, run. Oh, it's gonna do this freaking symbol downloading crap again. I don't understand why I can't just cache these. But like every single time I reopen Visual Studio, it needs to download all these freaking DLL symbols for some reason. Oh my goodness. Remedy doesn't need to do this. I don't know why you need to do this, Visual Studio. No, it's okay. I didn't plan to get any work done. Just you know, do your thing. Take your time. Oh my gosh. Still going. Can I go now? Okay. Okay. Step on. Okay, here we go. Can I make this bigger? Or like, I just want the font. And do like, nope. Okay, apparently not. I'm not gonna go digging through the settings menus right now. Okay, so BG. Okay, so where's my watch window? Here we are. Locals. BG is nothing. Why is BG nothing? And FG is nothing. What? So apparently, despite having string data constantly correctly viewed, my string is actually just a null pointer for some reason. Oh, there's an optimization opportunity. We're calculating the font width twice. Why are we doing that? I thought I was passing in. Yeah, we shouldn't be doing that. Well, seems like Visual Studio is not going to be any help. It's printf debugging. So, first of all, to do speed, we're calling the font width function twice, once here, and once at the calling site. Usually, just trust the caller. Okay. So, I'm gonna do a couple of just debug prints. So I'm gonna say man.background. Whoops. Man background. And then I'm gonna say where's man text. So down here where we're actually drawing it, draw a list, add text. Foreground. There is no background. So draw a list, that's the command buffer, font, direct, string pointer, the length, the height, and the foreground. Why is there no background? Well, that's annoying. I'm just gonna have to do it manually for now because I don't want to add brand new features to this library right at this moment. So I'm just gonna say to do incomplete. The background color passed into the draw text function is not respected here. We need to add some sort of rectangle background draw command draw command before we draw the text. And it'd also be a good opportunity to add things like font drop shadows and stuff, because right now the text rendering is really primitive. So we will come back to that later. Right now we can just add this manually. So I'm going to go over here and I am going to say just want to draw a rectangle. So where is a draw rectangle function? So we got a push custom, draw text, draw 9 slice, stroke polygon, fill triangle, stroke triangle, arc, circle, fill, rect. That's what we need. So I'm just going to copy this, go over to the HUD, and we're going to do this. And I am going to grab this rectangle definition, and I'm just going to say immutable message rect equals that. Bam, 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 bam. Message rect. Message rect. Canvas painter. Rounding is going to be 0. Color is going to be black. Bam, bam. Okay. Okay. Come over here. And run. Learn a new skill. Oh, hey. Is that just because we were in the debugger? Like, yeah, okay. You've learned a new skill. Okay. Neato Petito. Alright, so I'm going to move this closer to the other edge of the screen. Right aligning it, so that's fine. And then what else? What other messages can we add to the game? Update and draw the log messages. We can add something like, you got this item. I think that'd be nice. So back in the interactable code, so we're just going to take this, and in the dropped items. Ooh. So we have this generalized function. Ooh, where do we... Ooh, we do call this multiple places. Well, it's in the interactable and when we're spawning. Interesting. I guess we're just going to have to... We could just have another parameter, which is like bool add show game messages. So if shows game messages, so this is going to be a little bit more complicated because the string needs to be dynamic rather than hard-coded, because we're going to say the name of the item. So what I need is a buffer to do string formatting with. So here, so I'm going to car 64. I'm going to put a note in because to do internationalization eventually. Strings file, so that's good enough. And then so we'll say buffer, and we do not want to zero that memory, so we want to create a writer. That writer is going to be buffer slice, and then formatted writer. You picked up glurm. Inventory data. So is this, where's the item ID? This is probably it. So we want to do item table, this, and then display name. And boom, boom. And then, you know what, just for safety, let's just make this 128. And we are going to, pass this as buffer, a slice of the memory of buffer from the start to buffer.length minus writer.length. So we are only passing in the memory which we actually wrote to. And I'm going to add a message here. I'm just, so to remind myself, I'm going to say the lifetime of message is only expected to be as long as the time it takes to call this function. Its contents are copied. Okay. Just so that I remember that. And then back at the interactable code. Okay, so we're saying dropped item interact. So I want to say move items, and then user equals player ID. Okay. So you picked up a, and then a display name. Okay. So let's test this out. Okay, move items from inventory. Did I put a default on there? Oh, no, I did not. Yep. Game state. Items 93. Oops. Then yep. Time is it? Oh, it's 9. Run. Okay, so I need someone to drop an item. So I need to come over here, and I'm gonna say you're gonna drop this item. Save. So we're going to grab this spell. I've learned a new skill. Neato. Push this boulder out of the way. Oh, TAI. Yeah. Alright, come back over here. Kill this guy. Okay. You have picked up a first floor master key. Hey, look at that. It's almost like some kind of video game. Now, one additional thing I want to test. Let's get rid of that. Save. Okay. One additional thing I do want to test is showing multiple messages at the same time. Just to test out the linked list logic that we copy pasted. So how am I going to do that? Well, I'm just going to do something really hacky where I just copy this, and then I'm going to go into the player input code, and then where we're passing a turn. No op. Yeah, here we go. So I just want to like do that. So now, boom, rid of that. Okay, so come back over here, run this, bum, bum. So now, bum, 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 bum. What's going on over here? Oh, I forgot to remove the right line. You know, the other thing, I don't know if these are rendering in the right order. You know what? I don't need to test that. I'm pretty confident in that. Okay, so moving on. Where is that debug, right? There it is. Shaboom. Okay, get rid of that, get rid of that, get rid of that. Okay, then get rid of this. Because that was just debugging code. What's your issue? Never modified could be code const. It could. That is true. The other thing I wanted to do very quickly was make it so that, so right now in our config file, we have this master volume, and right now it is off. So if I set this to 1, which is full volume, and I ran the game, I don't know if that's coming. Turn up the desktop audio so you can hear the music. And if I come over here, learn a new skill. But just for development purposes, I want to separate out the music volume. So 0, but first, let's save what we have. Git add all, whoops. Git commit -m added on screen log RPG style for some simple player feedback. Okay. Okay. Sorry, just checking some stuff over on Twitch. Oh. Sorry, I was just checking the thing over on Twitch. Does your own streams not appear in the listing? 'Cause I'm not even showing up on the software and game development stuff. Huh. That's no bueno. Nothing. Well, that's a kick in the teeth, ain't it? Oh well. We will have to soldier on. Let's turn the desktop audio back down. Okay, anyway, so what we want is a second thing here, which is sound mixer music volume. So I want to put this to 1, and I want to put this to 0. So let's go back into our config file code, and come down here. Just need another one of these. And bam. Okay, so and then in the sound mixer code, okay, so okay. So do we have a thing? So we have this concept. This is very, very, very simple sound code. So I have this concept of a sound can be in a track or just floating in the ether. So I want to grab I want to see if the current sound is in the music track is what I want. Where's this definition? Yeah, just, okay, so currents. So what I want to say, this is going to add another freaking branch to this, but c'est la vie. If, no, wait, we're going to say, auto left channel volume equals that, and then I'm going to say if playing sound, and it's a pointer, so we just want to double equals track ID music dot current sound. We want to do left channel volume times equals game config dot sound mixer music volume. We want to remove that. We want to say else this, copy this, bam, bam, bam. Okay, and then we can do the same thing for the right channel. And then take this here. Okay. Grab this. Auto right channel volume equals that. And we just get rid of this. We go bam, bam, okay. And we grab this. Okay. And some sort of notification on my phone. No, not important. Okay. So we want to left channel volume, do all these sorts of things. Okay. Run. So now, let me bring the desktop audio back up. Okay. Config file. So master volume is 1 and music volume is 0. So if I run the game, no music, but Hey, look at that. Again, it's almost like it's some kind of video game. There aren't sound effects on a lot of things, though. Yeah, there's a notification sound. The alert sound. Melee attacks. But the cool thing is, if I go back to the config while the game is running, and I go bam, and I go save. Bam. Like magic. Zero save. Turns off. Half volume. Off. Cool beans. Okay. So that means I can test the sound effects and stuff normally, which is good, without having to listen to the same music 800,000 times. I don't understand how developers do that like all the time. They have to hear the same freaking level music like literally literally thousands of hours. I don't understand. They don't go insane or hate it. Okay. Yeah. I've been meaning to fix that value for a while. So let's go back into the game. Still zoom in pretty dang far. What I don't understand is why it seems to be exponential. Like it seems to be zooming at, maybe it's just a trick of my imagination, but it seems to be zooming faster the farther away you are. I don't remember adding that feature in. But whatever. Okay. What time is it? It's 9:13. Do I have time to do the entity bounding box stuff? That's a big item on my list. Hmm. Or I could do something a little bit more procedural, and I could look for sound effects for a lot of stuff that we have in the game right now, like opening doors and pushing the boulders. Um, no, I'm gonna do that off stream. That's kind of boring. Um, yeah. Well, I can at least get started on the entity bounding stuff. Okay. So again, let's say what we have. Is it and git add all, git commit, added new option in the config so that we can control music volume separately. Okay. So here's what I'm thinking. We have the level editor, right? We have this entity view where you can click on entities and change details about the entities over here. I'm wondering if I can't repurpose, say, so we have this menu over here. And so this is a different view. And so we can add something called a trigger volume. And essentially what that is it's just a square. An invisible, well, it's a trigger volume. I mean, in video games, it's a thing you do all the time. And we crashed. Well, that's special. Title null pointer. That's because I'm missing some sort of... Oh, I forgot to add in a name for one of the triggers. Well, let's add an assert there so we don't forget again. So, level editor, where was that? 1575. Here. Okay. Assert dot isn't. Wait a second. Is this a car star? What is this? This is a car star. Okay. I've intentionally added in some nulls in there. Why did I do that? On fire. Yeah. So this is like for... Okay. Okay. So... Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to say if trigger name table is not null. Okay, so that should fix it. What happened to my... Yeah, turn the desktop volume back down and put my music back on. Okay. Okay. Run. Okay, so anyway, what I was trying to say is we have this thing which is now gone, and it's disappeared for some reason, which is very special. What? What? It's just gone. Oh, what? Why is this menu? I thought this part was universal across all of them. Ugh, I need to fix that first. Okay. But not before I finish my freaking demonstration. Holy crap. Okay, anyway. So we have this menu where we can add trigger volumes. And essentially the idea is like, we're just going to run a function once the player enters this, right? Or any entity, and we can just check for the player in the function, right? So, I'm wondering if we shouldn't just expand this interface to cover the entity bounding box thing, because the problem is like entities, they by default they wander around, they just go in random directions, and sometimes the entities are like leaving the combat zone before you can actually get to them, right, as a player. So like by the time that you get like over here, this entity could be like, I don't know, in this room over here, which is bad from a design perspective. The point of the wandering is just to make it look like they're actually like doing stuff. If you can see them from afar, right? That they're just not standing still, staring off into space. So from an interface standpoint, I don't think I want to make it the same. No, I don't want to reuse this. I might reuse some of the logic, but no, I want a new tab. So yeah. You know what? Actually, I think I'm done for today. Today was kind of trying at work, so I don't. I'm losing the energy to be able to do this. Yep, I think we're in a good place to add that tomorrow or whenever I stream next. Okay, I think that's it.